Rolling Read 'em and Weeb in 5, 4, 3, 2.
You're not the only special one around here.
Been a while since I flipped my switch on.
I need to fight him, and you can't talk me out of it.
Let me see what you got.
I'm about to kick your ass.
I can't allow myself to get beaten by someone like
Hey everybody, welcome to Read 'em and Weeb. My name is Davie. This is my friend Esau, and this is Full Metal Alchemist episode 6. We'll be going over volume 6 today.
What if I changed my name to Besaw? How weird would that be?
That'd make it really weird for your twin Seesaw.
Or G-Saw.
Yeah, your gangster uncle.
Yeah. Anyway.
Or that guy who charges me to get in my own house, Feesaw.
We do this all the time. We have to stop.
That one was new.
Yeah, that one was new. That was pretty good. Just need to get into your house.
You're really fucking happy, Uncle Gleesaw.
Why, your wife left you?
Told you not to bring that up, you motherfucker.
No, you didn't.
Yeah, I did.
It's in the script.
Oh, I hit my funny bone really hard.
Yeah, I noticed. You also almost knocked down Vidal.
Oh, I hit it real hard, brother.
All that anger. I was like, wow, that's real. That's real anger. That wasn't for me. Something happened when he sat. You're also gonna like mess up the light, brother.
We're going over Full Metal Alchemist today. Today, this chapter I really this volume I really liked.
I have problems with it.
All right.
And they're not big problems. I do like it. I enjoy it very much.
Yeah.
22 through 25, by the way. I'm going to start with the problems, actually. I don't get why she sent them to an abandoned island for this. To beat them up.
I understand the reasoning. It is really far out.
Yeah, it's like this is their test.
Mm-hmm. Like, they need to understand that, like...
Hey, here's your final. We're not your students yet. Here's your final.
And I understand the principle, and the sentiment is really nice.
I don't like how immediately they understand. I would have liked it if they went there and they're like, I don't get it.
They were at first.
No, if they came back and were like, I don't get it. We just got beat up the whole time.
But they are geniuses.
Yeah, that's another weird thing. Why is she teaching them how to fight?
I think it's just physical training.
Why?
Alchemy is a very physical thing.
No.
It works in their favor.
It does. But just because it works in their favor doesn't mean that she was supposed to be beating them up for...
Well, because people learn, martial arts not to fight.
As a discipline, to discipline their mind,
yeah,
right?
Yeah.
Why do that like that?
That's just how she was taught, I guess.
I mean, I guess. But it feels... very weird. It feels like a little out of place. It's like how one of David's manga volumes is like a nanometer sticking up too high. But I'll be honest, this whole volume is just good, but there's not a lot to say about it.
I think
for this beginning part, at least.
Well, they bring up the concept of the truth.
Yeah,
which is the most important.
I guess.
But what I also really like is
they don't even bring up the concept of the truth. They just show it to us.
Well, they go up. They go on to last volume show the teacher's reaction to clapping Ed's hands together and he's able to do the alchemy.
Yeah.
They show in the backstory that Ed's trying to do it and they're trying to rationalize how it works, and they
show in this volume that.
Yeah. He's trying to rationalize how it works, and then they're like, "Oh, I guess that's just something that like we'll learn on our own eventually." Which, yeah, that's true.
No. They don't learn it on their own.
They do, independently of her. And so, but the learning that Ed can do that after seeing the truth plants the seed of like, oh, she can do it too.
Yeah.
She's seen the truth. So now it's like, why?
I also really like that they say that earlier. He's like teacher. He can do the thing where he clapped. They set that up, I think, in volume 1 or 2.
Mm-hmm.
That he's like teacher.
Yeah.
Not like teacher is like him. He's like teacher. And it's like one of those moments in like a where something they tell you never clicks until it's stated outright. And you're like, oh, the implications also apply to her,
Yeah.
which
And
I really like.
it's so fucking good. Like bringing that up so early on, and then just being like, yeah, like just like teacher, we don't know who teacher is till
Yeah.
like now, and it's
Uh,
fuck.
It reminds me a lot of spoilers again for Steins Gate. That moment where they're trying to undo the timelines to go back to the original, and then he finally realizes, it finally clicks like, oh wait, this person I've fallen in love with died literally in that, like, if we go back.
Yeah.
Now there is still soda in that. You disgust me. Sorry. I'm not buying you a drink when we go to me and Ed's.
I could have came in that. I don't know. That's where my mind goes every time. Come is funny. Come is funny.
It's like that, where like that moment you realize like, oh, there are bigger implications to what has been said. I just didn't put the pieces together.
Yeah.
And the best part is, if you put the pieces together, you're like, the hype is building when they mention it. You're like, they're finally going to talk about it. So even if you remember in advance, or this is where you realize, it's a good moment. And that's what I really like about this.
Yeah. And I think and again, I have to wonder why Brotherhood decided it would be a good idea to
Do it out
show
of order.
this part in like episode 2.
Because do they do the part with the truth in episode 2?
Yeah.
That's too far.
Ed sees we learn about the truth.
I thought you called him
early.
Etsy. Etsy.
Etsy.
I meant like the store.
He sees the truth like episode 2, and I have to wonder why the fuck that change was made. Take out the mystery of it. Fuck it. We know how episode 2. We know how what happened. We know what the truth is, or what he saw, and we know that led to him learning how to clap his hands and do alchemy that way.
I love the order they do it in the book so much more.
Mm-hmm. And the scene is cool, like when Ed's yelling out and he's like, "That's my brother. That's all I have," and he claps his hands.
I wouldn't say it ruins it. It turns it from like a 10 out of 10 moment to like a 8 out of 10 moment. It does
I
dock it.
disagree.
How far down would you put it then?
Fucking like 6. It's okay, because with the added context of Ed trying to do it, figuring out like, oh, I wonder how that happened. I can't do it. I'm trying to do it exactly how they're doing it, but there's something missing. That whole build up to that, to showing how Ed can do it, because they've just been showing him do it, and to reveal that no, Ed's not doing it because he's a prodigy. He's doing it because he saw God. Like, to just throw away that and show me right off the bat, that's fucking stupid.
Yeah. Yeah. It's insane. That being said, I do like the way they did this. I'm not a fan of the island part. It's fine. It's cool, for that matter. I feel like it feels a little bit like filler, but it's cool. I understand why it's there, but it's one of the things like I feel like it's a little fillery.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I don't.
She knew they were on the island. They didn't need to tell that part of the backstory.
No, you're right. You're right. That is an amazing point.
Yeah, thank you.
No, you're right.
Anyway, they go back, and they're like, oh, and they show off how much better they gotten with alchemy. They, instead of repairing, like, some guys like, I know we have you repair tools, but like our shed's fucked.
Mm-hmm.
Can you, like, I don't know what you can do, like maybe repair the beam so we can like at least have like the wood we need to fix it. And then they just fix the shed.
Yeah.
It's really sick.
Mm-hmm.
And they kind of do like back and forth about like them seeing, them learning, the hand clapping thing specifically. Putting the hands together represents a circle within yourself. And then this is where teacher says, it's almost as if I, myself, and the runes. Mm-hmm. Which I do like a lot. Mm. And then you see Ed trying it here and there. And then this is where they're writing the circles themselves for the human alchemy. And then finally we get to the moment where things are going wrong. And Ed calls it a rebound, where the cost you put in isn't enough. So it's trying to reclaim the cost, I think is essentially what that means. I don't know why Al gets pulled in exclusively. I feel like this is too close to me. I don't know why Al gets pulled in, like, instead of Ed would. Like, I don't know if there was like a reason established.
Would.
Yeah.
One person for one person.
Yeah. Plus a leg.
Plus a leg.
Ed's really small. Or
Yeah.
Al's really small. Like, you got to compensate a little bit more.
Yeah.
But they take his entire being. And then Ed sees the truth. Only a part of the truth. A part that is just his arm. And he doesn't realize that seeing the truth costs him his arm until he's like, I was this close to finding out what I needed.
Well, seeing the truth didn't cost him his arm.
Or his leg, my bad. His leg, he was like, I was this close. That's actually like, he was almost excited. Because he was like, so close to a little bit more, and I'll find the thing that I'm learning for is just a little bit farther ahead. And he's like, that's all you get for what you paid. And then his leg, he realizes his leg is gone. And he comes back, he's like, ow, I'm in pain. Mom, he starts calling for his mom, and he looks at the circle and he goes, oh, fuck. He's frightened by what he made. Because it's, oh, fuck, sorry. It is a thing that is alive. It's to say that, in retrospect, you kind of know that's not his mom. Like, it's an amalgamation of parts.
Yeah, but Ed truly believes that that's his mom who was writhing in pain right there.
Yeah, and he
part of the guilt that he feels.
And then that's where he brings back Al with the information he's got from the truth, presumably.
Yeah. I think that's part of the tragedy of Ed, is that not only is he dealing with the guilt of Al, we saw what he saw. He's guilty because he thinks he put his mom through that. And I think that's also like, it's little things like that. They're not telling us that like Ed feels guilty about this, but it's like seeing this now and knowing that he is feeling guilt, you can make the connection of like Ed also feels guilt for what he saw that day. And what's interesting that he brought up, like, why was Al, taken and Ed only lost his leg? I think that's the fallacy of the truth and the equivalent exchange in general, is like, that's not, how is that equivalent? Where do you draw the line? And I think that's an interesting question that it poses there. I think that's intentional.
Don't click off just yet. We'll be right back with more Full Metal Alchemist.
Only on Em and Weeb.
I have another question that you can't answer. Who is he talking to?
The truth?
Does everyone get their own truth?
I think that's the implication, is that the truth will manifest to the individual.
Because, spoilers, Al's is different. Al's has an entire body and just acts like Al would.
Mm-hmm. Because
meanwhile, I look at this guy that is Ed's truth, and I'm like, why does this feel like gluttony? Why does he look like gluttony?
So in my head, it's also sorry. In my head, I think the voice is envy. They're very similar, at least.
Because when he smiles, I'm like, that's gluttony's smile.
Mm-hmm. I think with the truth, the implication is because they say, like, people refer to me as God. I'm God. I'm the world. I'm you. Like, I am you. I make up everything. So that they see, like, the truth can manifest to multiple people at once and be whatever cost they have paid. Al being his body, Ed being his leg, because the leg is a part of the truth at that point.
Yeah.
So I interpret it as, like, it's not necessarily that everyone has their own personal truth. They have their own door to truth, but he split up to everyone. And so that in the soul, the truth or God is there. And when the sacrifices do see him, he's manifested to them personally to reflect what they have given up.
Okay. I like that. Anyway, he saves Al. And he's like, back again, Darby. You really are a fool. And I find that interesting that he's like, the truth, Ed's truth specifically, is kind of its own individual. It's not like Al's truth where he's just like a guy.
Mm-hmm.
He feels like a force.
Mm-hmm. We haven't seen Al's truth yet, though.
Yeah, I know. We won't for until the very, 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 very end.
Mm-hmm.
But,
or at least fairly soon, because he's going to reimagine or remember.
Yeah, but he's not going to talk to him like he does.
In
the very end is what I mean, where we get some personality to it.
Mm-hmm. I like when they're describing the truth to Al, because both Ed and the teacher were both like, "Ooh, scary."
kind of like this. Yeah, like this. Like how they both have forearms when they do it.
Yeah, not describing what happened at all, actually.
Yeah.
Because I guess they are.
There are a lot of arms.
But they're also describing like the feeling of them getting pulled in, and it must be like a gnarly experience.
Yeah.
Because Ed feels overwhelmed. He's like, I'm learning everything at once, and it's overwhelming. And he tells the truth. He's like, my head hurts, but I want to do it again. I want to learn. I want to know what's behind the door. Then loses his leg and is brought back to reality. With context, and I like that they don't also they know what they've shown us, so they're like, I'm just gonna fill the gaps for you.
Yeah.
I really like this part a lot.
I'm gonna more spoilers. Do you think
Neji, you should have a different show.
Fuhrer President King Bradley sent Roy here intentionally
Absolutely.
with false information?
Absolutely.
Okay. How does, more spoilers, Father know when somebody has seen the truth?
I think he's just keeping tabs on people who are connected, because I think he's definitely keeping tabs on Ed and Al.
Because they're related to Hohenheim.
Yeah. And through seeing them and who they're connected to. Because everyone who sees the truth is connected to the boys in some way. One being them, the teacher, Mustang, and Hohenheim?
Yes, Hohenheim has seen the truth.
That's the fifth one. So everyone's connected in some way. And so I think he was just happening to keep tabs on them. And he sees Mustang and he's like, oh, he's a candidate.
Fuck it.
He's a candidate. Like, he's a strong personality. And I think he's someone who, Fuhrer Emperor King Bradley, Fuhrer President King Bradley.
Like, why did that title sound so much more majestic?
Yeah, Fuhrer President King Bradley. I think he sees Roy and he's not intimidated by him, but he sees him as a threat.
Okay, so you're going off of what I'm asking, though. How does Father know that they have seen the truth to the point that he has Fuhrer President King Bradley send Roy here?
I wonder if those are unrelated and just happen to work out.
I feel like it's too close, though.
They'll probably go into it more.
Because it could be like a complete incident, because according to the file that Roy has, he's looking for a 31-year-old man. And then he's talking to the guy. He's like, oh, no. The Elric brothers are kids. He's 11. Because he's looking for Ed specifically, I think. Ed Elric.
Yeah. I don't know. It's a good question.
Yeah. So it feels like...
I think I misinterpreted what you were saying at first.
Yeah. Was Father part of the truth? I don't remember what he is.
No, I don't believe so.
Because he's known as Homunculus. That's his name. That's who he is.
It could have also been word of mouth. Because he had to know.
Well, once Fuhrer President King Bradley saw Ed clap, he's like, oh, he's seen the truth.
Yeah. Bingo, we got him.
Yeah.
Like
how you laughed.
Sorry. Because we're just like, it's so fun to use his full title. We could just be calling him Bradley.
Which I did before.
He's Fuhrer Emperor King Bradley.
Yeah. I wouldn't disrespect the guy.
Of course. He's my Fuhrer President King. Bradley. What's so funny about this book is that we have such like more profound conversations than we do with any other story, but then it somehow goes back to, so dick and balls.
Yeah. That being said, he shows up. He's like, they go into the house because obviously that's where they should go. They're like, hey, what's happening here? And then they see the mistake, which I thought was in the barn. Turns out, nope, it's in the house.
Hence why they burn it down.
Yeah.
I think it's weird that Winry and her grandma were at the house when they burned it. To me, that feels like it should have just been Ed and Al.
It makes sense because Ed just got better. They are watching him. He just got better. He's barely like capable.
No, I agree. I just think
you think they would have want to done it alone.
Yeah.
It's a small town. They're literal kids.
Because I think had they saw the fire and gone over there, would have made more sense. But I think the implication is that he just did it and they watched him do it. It's not a bad thing. I'm not like this is stupid. I'm like, I think it's just a little.
I think it
strange.
turned a 10 out of 10 into a 1 out of 10. Ruined the entire story for me.
Ruined it for me. Not enough greed.
That being said, Roy sees the blood and probably the circle itself, and he goes, "This is human transmutation." They go to the other house, and he immediately goes to yell. He threatens the kid. He's like, "This is a kid. I'm gonna threaten him."
The look of dejection on Ed's face
is palpable. It's you did a great job. I know you watched this. You did a great job drawing this. I don't know who drew this.
It would be amazing
if
anyone
she
just sent us like a thing, like oh, I watch your show. I drew you guys.
But all in Japanese.
I'd hang it up. Fucking. I'd put it in a frame, and in that frame, and then I put it in a box. Sorry, I started thinking of Emperor's New Groove. Put that box in another box. Then bam.
I don't know what you're talking about.
No, it's Emperor's New Groove when Izuma's like,
Oh.
I turn him into a bug. I put that bug in a box. I put that box in another box. Then I send it to myself. Then bam.
I haven't seen that in so long. I think I've only seen it all the way through one time.
Oh, it's such a good movie, dude. Fuck, that sent me somewhere.
Anyway, it's really well done. The feeling is so palpable. It's like equivalent to anime girls crying, in my opinion. I can feel it. It's my weakness. And then, despite being a suit of armor, you can feel the feeling from Al as well. And then you just hear the "I'm sorry for everything." And then Roy's like, "These guys are something else." He explains everything in full to them. And to, obviously, the grandma. Not the grandma, the lady. Rimney's grandma, whose name I don't really care to understand. And then Winry's just there talking to not her name's not Roy, Rizae, thank you. Hawkeye. These last names. Yeah, it's crazy how she got into Avengers.
Yeah. It's like fucking gun.
It's better than a bow.
They it's funny though. But for Hawkeye, I think up to this point we just see her keep missing her shots.
Yeah. But we learn a lot about everybody. I like the parallels in conversation. How Rizae's like, "Hey, we're here we're not forcing them to do anything." And then pivot to Roy. He's like, "You guys are you guys have to do this. You guys are pitiful any other way. You can choose to live the rest of your days as a self-pitying cripple with a suit of armor for a brother." I'm quoting. I'm not just being rude. Or you can make a real contribution to alchemy by allying yourself with the military to find your way to change yourself back.
You gonna cry?
Huh, little piss baby? Quotes. Sorry, I'm quoting.
Yeah, quote.
You're a little bitch, Ed, and your brothers know better. Fuck you. Quoting.
All I see is a fucking hollow shell of a person and Alphonse. Was that necessary?
And he just starts to cry because he's a kid.
How are you crying?
I meant Ed.
Oh, I meant Al.
No, he's fine with Al. He's not a... Anyway, it's like a weird weird thing with Winry and Rizae. I don't know why they did that, but I liked it. And then you see like the jump between him, like, because we've already seen his recuperation from it, and I'm glad they skipped the parts we've seen before.
No, that's what I'm saying. Like it's respecting the audience.
Yeah. And I really like when he just claps and he changes the whatchamacallit, and Winry's like, "What the fuck did you just do to the hand I gave you?" Hits him with a chair. Give him the chair. And then he sees your President King Bradley. Who's just there for no reason, by the way. He's not supposed to be there. Isn't it rather unusual for you to come to a state alchemy exam, Mr. Fear President? So this is where I almost got out my pencil to mark the book. That's how close I was to marking the book to be like, this is the funniest statement ever uttered in anything.
Fear President King Bradley.
And it's like, well, it's not every day you get to see a 12-year-old child take the test.
Yeah, I guess if I'm also like Fear President and I hear a fucking 12-year-old made it this far, I'd be like, okay, I gotta see this.
Well, he didn't make it anywhere. He's just taking the test.
There's 2 other portions.
Oh yeah, that's right. He did pass the other 2 portions. You're right.
The psychological exam and the written exam, I think.
Bro, how did he pass the psych exam?
I mean, he's already seen the truth.
Yeah.
I
It's
think
just a matter
whoever's
of,
out there blasting their music needs to fucking... I'm sorry.
anyway, and this is where I brought up in the last episode. A prosthetic arm in the East Area Civil War is all he says. And he's like, those Isballins put up quite the resistance at ease. And he just goes begin the test. And I'm like, that is such a beautiful way of showing how Ed deals with this and how common it is. That is peak world building in subtle ways. Ed does the clap. Fear President goes, and everyone is surprised when he does it. And then he attacks the president. Could have ended the series here and now. Couldn't have, but
That's white privilege.
Yeah, he didn't get shot on sight, which is crazy.
Yeah, if Ed was a fucking Ishbalin.
He wouldn't have made it this far.
Yeah.
It was a peaceful protest. They were just going to the Capitol building to talk to Führer President King Bradley
Yeah.
on January 6th, year 11. Or year 12 now?
Yeah, you're 12.
Year 12, my bad. Was Ed born in year 0?
It's just year 12 for him, not the world.
Yeah. Because he was 11.
Yeah. When I was born, the world started.
Wow. Talk about self-centered.
That's Ed.
Yeah. That's Ed.
Who else but Ed?
Yeah, but that being said, the Fear of President King Bradley's like, he likes his spunk. Everyone likes his spunk except for that one guy who tried to fail him. And he passes, like, so on and so forth. And that's where we kind of, like, get the resolution of this whole thing. And he gets his namesake, the Full Metal Alchemist.
Another change I don't like about the fucking anime is, so Ed's reaction to Full Metal is like, it's a little much, but all right. You know? What does he say exactly?
Kind of a mouthful, huh? I'll take it.
But
He looks so smarmy and smug about it. I like it.
I like that part. The anime...
Not going to take a walk watch. Please stop asking.
The anime is a similar effect, except he's like, yeah, I kind of like the sound of that. I don't know. I feel like him criticizing it is more in character. A little wordy, but I'll take it, you know? And like him being like, because him outright being like, all right, that's a fire name. I like it. That's not...
Banger.
Yeah.
Me, banger.
Me on a date. I know, me giving you advice on a date. Banger.
I kind of like to imagine the I know the Fuhrer isn't an alchemist, but if he was, his title would have been Fuhrer President King Bradley. That's his title as the alchemist.
Fuhrer Metal Alchemist.
Shut the fuck up. Anyway, they burned the house down with everything inside of it. All those valuable books on human transmutation that they probably already read, but I definitely would have kept those. But it makes sense. This is a fresh start for them.
Mm-hmm.
And then this is where you learn about... This is where they make the connection that the teachers also had to sacrifice something. Because I don't know why Ed didn't make the connection that if she can do it, she's seen the truth.
Mm-hmm.
And she's like, yeah, I lost some of my insides. And then she berates them, and then she gives them a hug. She hugs them because they've clearly been through a lot.
Mm-hmm.
And then she expels them.
And then they try to leave, and then big guy's like,
Go
back.
I fucking love that guy.
I said, okay.
And then they try to make him see the truth. Roy gets promoted, moves to Central, and then he just gathers a bunch of people. And this is where we meet a homunculus. A homunculus? What do they call these guys? These aren't homunculi.
Chimera.
A chimera man. Some dude with a tail who's just bullying Ed for money, but he's clearly just trying to egg him on.
Mm-hmm.
Fast forward. He makes a wall. The dude climbs it, and then we see the very, very start of the best character in the game. In the show. It's not a game. This is life. Greed. I mean, a mysterious man with no name.
But looks greedy.
Yeah. Bro, look at how sick this fucking teaser for it is.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
I can't wait for the next chapter.
Next volume.
Next volume. Next episode of this podcast that we're doing.
Here, now. Please rate us 5 stars. Bye.
Is that it?
No. Do you have any
Okay.
comments about this? 'Cause this is kind of a bit of a summary thing, because I really wanted to talk about literally everything in this volume. That's the problem when things are really good. I want to talk about every bit.
Yeah, and we always miss something, and then we're like, fuck. My big thing is I really enjoy the we've already gone over like the backstory and stuff. I also like that Ed points out like, yeah, when I was gonna kill pure President King Bradley, you didn't react. You were kind of indifferent.
No, he didn't. He did react. He just didn't react with concern.
Yeah.
He was like, oh.
And Ed noticed that. So it's also funny how like observant Ed is in that moment. And I like that part a lot, because one, it shows how he power scaled King Bradley. Pure President King Bradley, sorry.
Yeah, I was about to say. I also like how he threatens him with the information, and then Roy's like, bro, you broke the law. I'm just kind of a dick.
Yeah. Also, just the fact that no one killed Ed is kind of insane.
Yeah.
Like,
They all expected for President King Bradley to be like, do it.
why didn't any of you guys shoot me? You kind of got a security issue. No one shot me.
You're a kid. We're not legally allowed to shoot you without permission. Written consent from your parents.
According to state law, we must be given the command to shoot, parentheses, unless they're Ishbalan.
I can't wait to see more of the Ishbalan stuff.
Me too.
Bro, I love dumbass motherfuckers who have no media literacy being like, yeah, this is the greatest story ever told. But it's not like PC. It's not there's no woke shit. I'm glad there's no woke shit in my anime.
This is the wokest fucking book I've ever seen. This is like so relevant to the Palestine stuff going on.
Absolutely. Exactly.
Yeah.
Literally.
Yeah. It's so fucking relevant. And I don't understand. I see so many anime fans. Like, if I see you with a Full Metal Alchemist profile picture and an Israel flag, you're a fucking idiot.
Scar is Hamas. Doing bad shit, but he's kind of he's got a reason.
Yeah.
You see what Israel... sorry. Anyway, a little too political right now. But
This is the perfect time.
yes, it is. You want to take it from here? Because I'm going to be honest with you. I don't know very much about anything about anything.
Because, the big thing is, the Ishbalans were painted as... And they're quick, with the perspective that we're told with the story.
Yeah.
We know the army was in the wrong.
Oh, I meant about the IRL stuff. I know about the Full Metal stuff.
No. And the IRL stuff too. And I think that the fact that there is some sort of debate is ridiculous. Because much like the Palestinian people, the Ishbalans are just living their lives.
They are
and
just
are
people.
fighting back. They are not starting conflict. And I think it's ridiculous to compare a group of people and Hamas, a group that was formed in retaliation to such, and a fucking full army, arguably the most weaponized army in the world, backed by the United States, who we fund. All we fund is the fucking military. Be like, yeah, those are the same.
How dare they?
It's fucking ridiculous. And I think we'll definitely find more parallels as we go on and learn more about the Ishbalan people.
I'm glad there's no woke stuff in my anime.
Dude, people are like, One Piece isn't woke. What do you mean?
I love One Piece so much.
I mean, One Piece is like the wokest shit ever.
I think my favorite part about One Piece, I was thinking about this, about Luffy. He's a very neutral person. He's not a good person. He's not a bad person. He's very neutral. He's not being a pirate because he loves to rob people, but he's also not being a pirate because he wants to help people. He's being a pirate because he wants to be the pirate king.
Mm-hmm.
He respects pirates in the way they act, and that's what he wants to do. He wants to be a pirate.
Mm-hmm. Because his idea of the ideal pirate is Shanks and his crew.
Yeah, which is understandable. Shanks is pretty sick. And it shows that, like, hey, the good people and the bad people are very relative to where you are. There are good people in the military. We see that with Smoker and his crew. They're great people. But he also is not like a good person in the eyes of other military. He's always disobeying orders. He does whatever the fuck he wants for his sense of justice. Because his sense of justice is very aligned with being a good person. I love, like, when Smoker, his very first scene shows that. Especially counterintuitive to the last person we saw, which was, I almost called him Cutter. What's the guy's name? The guy with the Big Axe Morgan. We see the dichotomy between leaders, how they're still afraid of Smoker after that girl throws his ice cream on him. He's like, I guess my pants ate your ice cream. I'm sorry about that. And he gives her money to buy an even bigger ice cream. He's just a homie. But he hates pirates because, like, yeah, they're lawbreakers. And Luffy's like, yeah, I'm a lawbreaker. That's me.
Yeah. And even so, like, Luffy does what he wants, but, like, Luffy sees people not for their words, but he sees them and their actions and makes opinions based off of that. And that's why he's so interesting. What's interesting about Luffy is that very rarely do we hear his internal monologue. And I feel like that's such an interesting choice. And that's something I didn't realize for a very long time.
I don't think Luffy has an inner monologue.
It's very rare.
He's one of those people who doesn't have thoughts in his head. Just like no talking in his head.
Yeah. And so he's very like, because with Zoro, he trusts Zoro like right away based off of what his actions.
Yeah.
And his conviction. And because to Luffy, he'll help people if he's like, because with Nami, with Sanji, with anybody, he'll help them based on what he sees and what he sees them doing. And so he's neutral, but he also he has morals and sensibilities that if people align to those, he's gonna ride or die for them, because that's what he feels is the right thing to do. Not right thing to do.
I feel like the only exception for that is Nami, because he actually didn't know Nami's character for a long time. Her not her purpose. What's the word I'm looking for? Her goals, but like that's not the word I'm looking for. Because he doesn't learn that until after Bucky, or not after Bucky, after Arlong, and she's been with them for a while after Arlong. It was during the Saji thing. She just left.
Yeah, and I think what's interesting about Nami specifically is because Luffy sees her and her talents of like, hey, I need you to be on my crew because I need someone to navigate. And he's talked to Nami. He's seen who she is, and she's not willing to. She hates pirates, and for her to he goes to their town, see what's going on, and for him to see Nami, who has this so much conviction, turn to Luffy, a pirate, and ask for help, and that's his motive. He's like, crying. Okay, I understand who you are, and this took a lot, and so he's like, I'm gonna help you. I'm gonna fuck Arlong up.
I remember. I take it back. He does see her convictions when she tries to stop the buggy ball, and she grabs the wick. I take it back.
Good moment.
Yeah.
Good book.
Crying anime girls. When she turns to cry, like, help me, and he puts the hat on her. I'm like, fuck.
Banger scene.
Banger.
And then Luffy, Zoro, Sanji, and Usopp all fucking lined up.
Yeah, and they're all ready. Even Usopp is like, yeah, I'm here to fight.
Let's get it.
Nothing will beat the Nico Robin scene for me in that one. I think the Nico Robin scene where she wants to live is the strongest scene in all of One Piece, in my opinion.
To me, it's a close second. The first being when Luffy loses everybody and he thinks they died and he's just fucking having a fucking breakdown.
That's a great scene, and I think it's very well done. It's not as powerful to me. Because her being like, I want to live after literally wanting to die after just hearing Luffy talk about how much he wants her on his career. It's like,
I also fucking love the moment where Nami communicates that to Luffy, like, hey, Luffy, Nami, we have to go help Nami. And Luffy's stuck in between two fucking buildings is like...
Robin.
Sorry, I'm Nami.
You're Nami.
We have to go help Robin.
I might have also called her Nami.
And then Luffy just fucking like breaks the buildings and he's like, let's fucking go. I love One Piece.
Oh, yeah, that's right. During the Big Kahuna or whatever it's called.
Yeah.
Anyway, manga is woke, you dumb fucks.
Yeah. Don't get me started on Naruto. Naruto started woke and then got fucking stupid and missed the point. I love the story though.
Yeah. Anyway, thank you guys for watching, listening. Please rate us 5 stars. We passed 100 subscribers. If the 100 subscriber special isn't out by now, we have a problem. Anyway, we're done. I have to pee. David has to pee, and we're both hungry.
Okay, bye.